Pros and cons of living in Greater Victoria. We've got 6 pros and only 4 cons, so stick around to find out what those are. Oh, and please like, subscribe, and click that notification button. Starting with the pros. Beautiful natural surroundings, as you can see behind me. I've got views all the way to Victoria. There's lakes everywhere, hiking trails like you wouldn't believe. You're an hour and a half away from skiing. You can be down at the inner harbor and walk around with all the tourists. These are all fantastic things about Victoria. There's great job opportunities. Typically though, you do find in Victoria a little bit less than say you would get paid in Vancouver or Seattle or somewhere else with a larger population, but everyone seems to sacrifice that because the place is so beautiful. There is little to no traffic. People that live here and lived here all their lives will gripe about 15-minute commutes, but anybody who's lived anywhere else typically sees that 15 minutes is nothing. So, we're pretty spoiled here in Victoria. A lot of people from other areas, especially the States and or large Vancouver, Toronto metropolitan areas, they ask me what kind of neighborhoods are safe. And I really tell them that we don't really have any neighborhoods that are unsafe. Obviously, safe neighborhoods are a pro. I can only name 2 little micro niches that are considered unsafe in Victoria. And even that is not like Vancouver or Toronto or anything like that. Everything's pretty safe here in Victoria. So now on to the cons. It's expensive. It's not just the real estate prices that are expensive. It's produce prices, activities, restaurants. Typically everything's just a little bit more expensive. If you're an avid traveler, you're gonna have slightly less connectivity to major hubs. You've got a 15-minute flight to Vancouver from the Victoria International Airport, and then you start your trip, which can go wherever you're taking directly from Vancouver, but there's not as many direct flights from Victoria. If you're traveling by car, of course, you've got to go to the ferries, and you're looking at 3 hours to get to Vancouver. Not in travel time, it's only 1 hour and 35 in travel time, but that's taking into consideration the time that you spend going there and waiting in line. There are fewer options for entertainment. We get pretty big concerts here at the Save on Foods Memorial Center, but there's no venues that hold 50, 60,000 people. Our maximum, I think, is right around 12,000, maybe 15. So we don't get quite as many headliners. We do have a fantastic venue up at Lake Cowichan, which is about an hour's drive from here, which we get Sunfest every year. We get Laketown Shakedown, a couple different venues there, some electronic music festivals. So we do get some pretty good acts that come there. I think typically you get about 70,000 people in that venue. And another con about Victoria is simply the amount of tourists. If you go downtown and you're trying to get into a restaurant, if you don't have a reservation or you don't know the local knowledge, you're competing with every tourist out there. I was for a walk downtown not too long ago, and it was pumping. There were people everywhere, tourists everywhere. And if you don't like that, then that's probably a con for you too.